Hi, this is Wodim again. I had had no idea my first video would generate so many comments that I finally agreed to do a part two. So here goes. By the way, I'm wearing glasses to for those of you that doubted I'm an engineer. Hopefully the glasses help. Plus I can read what what I've written. As I said in my first video, the demand for silver has been shortfalled since 1990. Since government has no more silver stockpiled since 2007. They're totally out. They're living hand to mouth. It goes from mines to the government to the mints to the users to wherever. We have no more silver. The government doesn't have any more. We had gold, we don't have any silver. 95% of all silver ever mined up to 1990, I said that in the first video, is now in landfills. Other info sent to me by many people that commented, and I very much appreciate your comments. Some surprised me, some did not. For instance, add up all the ETFs of the last few years plus coins, bullion, so forth. What the ETFs, the sellers of ETFs say that you buy an ETF on the stock market, they go out and then they buy an ounce of gold or silver or whatever the ETF is. It's got to be a joke. The numbers don't add up. It's like 500% off. Something just isn't wrong, or something isn't right. I own some ETFs. It has me worried. I just may be cashing them in. That's just my opinion. I don't mean to start a run on ETFs. They're probably fine instruments. I said 2020 was the date that had been bannered about as when we would run out of industrial quantities of ETFs, or not of ETFs, of silver, I'm sorry. But since then, so many applications have been found that 2020 is going to arrive much sooner. We're not going to run out of gold ever. Gold as the new world standard of money. Several people said that. Well, gold equals less than 1% of the U.S. dollars in circulation. Something's got to change there for gold to ever become a world standard. I don't know what will. It's not going to be silver either. Gold and silver will become disconnected when silver shortages begin, while gold and silver will track inversely. As gold goes up, dollar goes down. Dollar goes down, gold goes up. That's what's been happening. If you had money in the stock market in September, it looked like the month was a really great month. Actually, what happened was, in the entire world, the dollar went down about 8%, I think. Gold went up about 8%. If you had money in the stock market, you did okay, and your stock went up and so forth. If you were in cash, well, you lost money. But silver will suddenly change. When it does change, in a big way, I think it's going to change in a binary fashion. The silver panic will come on all of a sudden when big companies who use tons are suddenly told, no, we don't have any more, or we don't have nearly enough, not nearly what you want, or the mints shut down to individuals. When that happens, something close to panic will probably reign. This may or may not affect the dollar versus gold ratio and even the stability of U.S. economy or the world economy. It may just be the realization by the world that, hey, we've run out of silver, or we've run out of large quantities of silver. What are we going to do now? A little bit too late to have that thought. First, let me mention some figures that are already out of date. You can't it changes so fast. I can't keep up with it. Nobody can. All the silver mines in the United States produced something about around 40 million ounces of silver in 2009. That sounds like a lot of silver. That is less than the number of silver eagles the U.S. mints sold in 2009. The rate of silver coin sales today is even higher, much higher. If just one American in 8 bought a single 1-ounce silver coin back in 2009, that would have used up the entire output of U.S. silver mines. Usage, minting, and so forth is changing so fast, all upward, I can't keep up with it. Will the mints shut down for part of the year, or all of a year, or permanently? if demand to individuals, if demand keeps increasing. I don't know. I don't certainly not want to spread rumors, but there have been panics over the years, the hundreds of years. It predates me, but read books on the tulip panic in Holland in, what was it, the 16th or 17th century, where people would trade their everything they owned, huge estates, for a single perfect tulip. And then the whole bottom of the market dropped out, and people just threw the tulips away. Things like that can happen. There's a bulletin called Casey's Daily Dispatch, which I really enjoy reading, all about gold. And one fellow wrote actually a hypothetical bit of fiction. Hopefully it's going to be fiction. I'll put a link to it in the notes, which you'll see in a moment. Hypothetically, a story of what a panic could be of silver, and like a 2 or 3 or 4 week panic of silver. I thought it was really fascinating to read. People, their fortunes going from thousands of dollars to millions to so on and so forth. Anyway, read that. It's really fun to read. 95% of all silver mined the many thousands of years, as I say, is now gone forever. Where's the bottom of the barrel, or where's the bottom of the well? When you look down a well, you don't know how deep it is. With silver so easy to find in comparison to gold, I don't think that day is too far away when silver dries up, when it's gone in industrial quantities. At least not in industrial quantities, as I say. Each industry in solar cells, car locomotion batteries, pharmaceuticals, and 100 plus other industries have announced how much silver they will need by 2020. They each act as if the other industries don't exist. All the while, the Silver Users Association, and I'll put their website on a note, you really need to go to it, works to keep the price low for their members, for obvious reasons. I'll put their website on a note. Add all of the needs up and compare that to the expected silver usage of the entire world, and it's wildly off the wrong way. We are facing a disaster in high technology and all of these other industries. Car batteries alone will use up 3 times the world's output of silver, assuming the Indians and Chinese, Americans, and so forth keep buying more and more cars. The U.S. government has gone from having a stockpile of 6 billion ounces of silver to 0 today. Now it's hand to mouth, having no stockpile. The entire world only has a stockpile of 1 billion ounces of silver. We're not sure what the Chinese have, but boy, they're trying to pick it up as fast as they can. Along with all other commodities, if one person in 6 in the entire world just took 1 ounce of silver that we know exists, that's above ground, the only thing that would be left is what's in the mines. What remains in the mines used to be freely talked about. Finding a number today is impossible. I can't find it. Maybe the day we run out of industrial quantities is a few years away. Read the SUA, Silver Users of Association site, and see if you can discover more than I can. They used to publish all kinds of data on all things to do with silver. Where there is smoke, there is fire. Something's going on. I'll post again an excellent article with additional silver uses and other useful data. Go to the SUA site and look at the members. You'll breathe a sigh of relief that the list is short. Well, no, I'm sorry. Many of those members are refiners. Each of those refiners has hundreds to thousands of customers. Users of silver are in the tens of thousands, and they're increasing every day. With each new invention that must have silver. Yes, some will find substitute metals as prices go up, but not fast enough to make up for the increase in new products that must have silver. The world, when it comes to silver, is on a path to a gigantic train wreck. I see no way to avoid it. If silver had not been artificially suppressed in price and had been recycled as gold has always been, we wouldn't be in the fix we're in today. The users of silver won't willingly call for an increase in the price of silver, nor pay $50 an ounce to recycle it when they can buy silver for far less. Only a train wreck in silver will draw that attention, and then it's going to be too late. We ran the dodo bird right into extinction, and the world survived. Silver is another matter. If there was ever a time for alchemy to work to turn lead into silver, it's now. Well, good luck with that. By the way, among the many questions asked of me was how did me being an electrical engineer make me an expert on silver? Well, I downplayed my involvement as an investor. I've been an in-depth investor for many years, particularly in metals, but there are enough videos from silver investors on YouTube to circle the moon. I did do in-depth studies of metals while working for the Atomic Energy Commission as in physics, as a research engineer, and I could still today do a 5-hour YouTube presentation on the technical aspects of over 100 metals that would bore you to death and draw 0 viewers. My first video is 99% technical, and this video is too. A quick word about the coming shortage of silver. We are never going to run out of gold, but silver is just a matter of time. More silver ETFs, hoarding, industrial usage, and so forth. The numbers do not add up. Look up the numbers and do the math yourself. Don't depend on me. You think the barrel is full until you see the bottom. Then you know there's a big problem. That appears to be happening with silver. My personal belief is silver has been suppressed in price by so many groups, including government, silver users, banks, and others, for their own purposes. They still have the power to even price the price today if they wanted to, but only for a short while. Eventually they will hurt themselves the worst when the one thing they can't control happens, long-term shortage. If we don't need another drag on the world's economy, this would be a huge drag and one that would never end. Entire industries would change or even end. I normally wouldn't mention politics, and I certainly don't believe anyone can call exact market tops and bottoms. Better to let others lose money guessing while you miss the top 20 and bottom 20%. At least that's how I do my investing. It does look like, though, the stock market is a house of cards being held up with baling wire and chewing gum until election day. So many people are saying beware of November 8th through the 11th. Well, that's right after election. Unless a black flag event, if you don't know what that means, look it up, black flag event occurs before then. September was a good month for stocks, but it really wasn't. Inflation, the dollar versus other currencies went down just about as much as the stock market went up. Only if you held stocks did you do okay. If you were in cash, you didn't do okay. Dollars versus gold versus stocks, they were all locked together one fashion or another. So September really was not a good month for the stock market. Something has to give either before or after the election. I don't know which, but it will be major. Personally, I'm pleased to be invested in silver. We know our lives will change in ways we cannot imagine. We can only guess. To this video, I will be happy to do a part 3 if I come up with enough new information not known to most people, but I don't want to waste your time. I'll look forward to your comments. As I mentioned, everything I've said is public information. You can look it up yourself. All I've done is just taken the information and I've connected the dots, which I've never seen anybody else do before. I hope it's been of help to you in your silver investing. Thanks and take care. Feel free to write me. And this is W0TM signing off. See you again. Take care. Bye-bye.